From the Tarble Arena on the campus of Carthage College in Kenosha, Wisconsin, it's exciting Carthage College Redmen basketball tonight as the Redmen try and snap a 4-game losing skid, taking on the Elmhurst Blue Jays tonight for the second time in conference play. Good evening, everyone. John Weiser with you from the beautiful Tarble Arena. Glad you're along tonight as we get set for exciting Division III basketball tonight. The Redmen in the throes of a 4-game losing skid. Did not fare very well Saturday night against Illinois Wesleyan. Matter of fact, the first 5 minutes of that ball game, maybe the worst that the team has played all season long. But you take the final 20 minutes of that ball game on Saturday, roll that into what they could do here tonight, and perhaps that will translate into a victory against this Elmhurst team. Carthage at 7-12, 3-6 in the CCIW, still in the chase for that fourth and final spot for a conference tournament berth at the end of the season. Elmhurst at 16-4, 6-3 in the CCIW, sitting alone in third place, trying to anchor a spot in the top 3 or top 4 to make the conference tournament this year. These two teams met earlier in the year, and what an exciting ball game down at Faginal Hall almost exactly 1 month ago. These two teams went at it. Carthage had a 7-point lead in the second half. That evaporated. Actually, we're chasing 3 in the final 2 minutes before Dante Logan connected on a 3-point play, got a jumper and a foul, made the foul shot to tie the game at 68. Elmhurst had a final possession, turned it over, and that set up the heroics for the freshman Brad Cruz as he was able to get some penetration on a dribble drive and lay it up with 3 seconds left to give the Redmen a 70-68 victory down at Elmhurst almost exactly 1 month ago. Cruz on that night, 10 points, 3 steals, and 2 rebounds. He has battled injuries throughout this season, and he is expected to see some action here tonight against this Elmhurst team. A very good Elmhurst team. When you look at some of the numbers, they are the number 1 defensive team in the conference. They're allowing opponents to shoot just 37.9% from the field. They're the only team holding a conference opponent below 40% shooting all season long. They're number 1 in rebounds, they're number 1 in rebounding margin, and they average nearly 5 blocks per game. So this is a very strong defensive squad that John Baines has put out, and a young squad. Only a handful of seniors, 2 seniors on the roster. The rest are pretty much built through the junior class, and they are led by Kyle Wiest. Wiest is the number 4 scorer in the CCIW. Wiest averaging 17.3 points per game and nearly 5 rebounds per contest. And they also have one of the league's leading rebounders in Will Nixon. Nixon is second in the conference in rebounding with almost 8 per game, a junior out of Plainfield, Illinois. Then you take the three-pointing prowess that they have as well, and Peyton Wyatt, 52% from three-point range. Bryant Ackerman, also a strong three-point shooter, a 6'2 guard. So you combine what they have on the floor, makes it very difficult to defend, and will be a problem for the Redmen here tonight. The Redmen, on the other hand, have been getting some consistent play, probably the best play at guard since a kid by the name of Steve Jurikovic rolled this gymnasium here. It was Dante Logan. I'll tell you what, Dante continues to shine. This is his average if you're watching on the video tonight. 10 points per game, 8 assists per contest. He has nearly doubled the number of assists. He is number 1 in the conference in assists at 8.1 per game. His nearest competitor is the kid from Illinois Wesleyan, who is at just under 4 per game. So you can see how that is affected. And again, these are averages in the CCIW games this year. He's hitting almost 56% from the field. He has literally strapped this team on his back this season and will continue to play hard. That's the key here tonight for the Redmen. They've got to play hard for the next 5 games. If they can give 150% in each of these next 5 ball games, which are winnable games, the Redmen, if they win those 5 games, will have anchored at least no worse than a 4th place finish and a position in the conference tournament come the end of February. As you look at the standings, Augustana and Illinois Wesleyan each tied for first at 7-2. Elmhurst sitting alone at 6-3. Then you have the battle. 5 teams battling for that number 4 spot. North Central currently holds it at 5-4. North Park, Milliken, and Carthage all at 3-6. Wheaton at 2-7. Carthage has 1 game remaining with North Central. They also have games remaining with Wheaton, Milliken, and Augustana. So it all comes down to these next 5 ball games for the Redmen. If they can get strong play in those next 5, they will be just fine. We'll visit with head basketball coach Bosko Jurikovic, get his thoughts on going into tonight's ball game with this Redmond team. We'll do that right after this 60-second break. This is Carthage Redmond basketball on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP. Welcome back to the Tarble Arena, everyone, as we get set for Redmond basketball tonight. Carthage trying to shake a 4-game losing skid as they take on Elmhurst tonight. 16-4, 6-3 in the league. Carthage coming in at 3-6, 7-12 overall. Joined now by head basketball coach Bosko Jurkovic. And Bosko, I'll tell you what, if you could bottle up what you played in that last 20 minutes against Illinois Wesleyan and take that intensity on the floor for the first 5, 10, 15 minutes here tonight, you might have something here.
Johnny, that's what we talked about this afternoon, not necessarily putting it that way, but when you're a team that does not have a large margin for error, and we're clearly that, as are almost most of the teams in our conference, the fact is that you can't play in a 15-minute game, a 20-minute game, and if you look at the recent games, North Park poor at the beginning, good finish. Wesleyan terrible in the first half, very good finish. At Wheaton, you play well for 38 minutes, combination of bad luck and bad play at the end of the game, and you lose one at the buzzer with 4/10 left. So if you don't have room for error, you have to play every possession and make it mean something.
5 conference games left, and I saw the quote in the paper. I mean, this is where you have to sell out. You have to play 150% each and every minute for the next 5 games.
Well, that's what it's all about at this stage, and we've talked about this before. This is an unusual season for us. We certainly haven't accomplished as much as we had hoped, and yet we've been a very competitive side. This team continues to practice well, and I really appreciate their efforts. There's some really quality kids on the floor, and it's going to take that kind of an effort from the beginning to the end. And given that type of an effort, there's not a game on the schedule left that we can't win. And frankly, there's not a game left on the schedule that we can't lose. I mean, it's one of those things. And I think if you look around the conference, Wheaton says the same thing. North Central says the same thing. Milliken now says the same thing. North Park's on a high that they haven't been on in a while. Everybody sort of feels that way, and then it's a matter to see how the games sort out.
It's a man's league in the CCIW each and every night.
Every night. If you're not ready to compete, somebody else on the other side is going to do a better job than you are and put you in a bind. And that's the way it's been for many, many years. This is what we talk about, our favorite stat, 42 years in a row where there's been no undefeated champion in this league. This year's champion may have 3, may have 4. And it just speaks to the quality of the depth of the conference and maybe speaks to the fact that there really isn't a special elite team in the league this year.
Your opponent tonight, Elmhurst, coming in part of that top half of the league. They think they've got a chance here to win a league championship. John Baines has a very young team, only a couple of seniors on the roster. Everybody else a junior class or sophomore. So this is a good team that you were able to defeat down in their place early January.
We've beaten them twice in a row now and seem to have a reasonably good matchup against them. We'll see how that plays out tonight. But John's done a really good job. A lot of juniors in this program. Interesting group. He has a lot of returning players, and yet he has a lot of experience, which is a nice combination. And his guys have found their niches very, very nicely. Weiss has become one of the better players in the league. He's a good scorer, gets to the foul line well. His inside combination of Will Nixon and Crittenden are very good players. They're different. Crittenden's a 6'7", a little bit of a lefty athlete. Will Nixon's a little bit more of your lunch bucket type guy. He's 9.6 rebounds. He blocks a shot. He gets an offensive rebound, that type of thing. So he's got a nice mix of players. They played a less challenging non-conference schedule and breezed through it and really catapulted from there to a good conference season. Give them credit.
What do you hope to bring from that victory down there into play here tonight and continue on?
John, I don't know if there's a parallel a month later other than the fact that you've got an idea of what they're about just like they do what we're about. Then it's a matter of executing. I'm sure they've made some adjustments to attack us in a little bit of a different way. We've made some adjustments to see if we can compete with them when they're on offense, and we've made some adjustments on our end to see what we could do to get the ball to the basket a little bit easier.
Let's go down to our Riley Construction Blueprints for Success tonight. What's it going to take to get a Redmond win here tonight?
It has to be that 40-minute effort that we're talking about, but not just 40-minute effort. It's not a matter of frantic play running around. What it is, a 40-minute effort with good quality play. Our execution on the offensive end has to be good. Our effort, our intensity on the defensive end has to be good. We've had many moments of that this year. Unfortunately, not as many as we would have liked to have had. That's what we need tonight.
Bosko, go get him.
Thanks, Johnny.
Head basketball coach Bosko Jurkovic joining us on our pregame. Our Blueprints for Success brought to you by Riley Construction. a proud partner of Carthage Athletics here at Carthage College. Let's get set for tip-off tonight here at the Tarble Arena. The Redmen and the Blue Jays coming your way next here on 1050 WLIP. John Weiser back with you live at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. We're on the campus of Carthage College. Redmen basketball tonight. Glad you're with us. Thank you for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the radio, on the WLIP.com stream, or watching on the Carthage video stream, we welcome you across this great country of ours. Carthage leads this series 82-51, and the Redmen have won 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two schools, 2 in a row dating back to last year, and looking to make it 3 in a row if they could get one here tonight against the Elmhurst Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays at 16-4, a tough opponent here tonight. Gotta love what John Baines has done with that program down there, and looking forward to the matchup here tonight between the Redmen and the Blue Jays. Again, these teams battling it out. Places 3rd and 4th in the conference, still up for grabs, and the Redmen, as I said, have an opportunity here tonight to make a step toward that with games at Augustana, games at North Central, and then home games against Wheaton next weekend on the 14th. Let's turn things over to Adam King, our PA announcer here at Carthage College, as we get set for our national anthem.
Captain Vavrin, we pay tribute to all who have sacrificed their lives for our country and honor those who today put themselves in harm's way in service to America. To honor America, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem. Singing tonight is Carthage sophomore majoring in choral music education, Morgan Flynn.
Broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Carthage student Morgan Flynn with our national anthem tonight here at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Carthage and Elmhurst. Let's head down to the scorers table. Adam King with the starting lineups.
Elmhurst College Blue Jays with a 16-4 record and a 6-3 mark in the CCIW. And your Carthage Redmen with a record of 7-12 and a 3-6 conference mark. Let's meet the starting lineup for the Elmhurst College Blue Jays. A 6'2 junior guard out of North Chicago, Illinois, wearing number 15, Pat Coleman. A 6'1 junior guard out of Edinburgh, Indiana, number 20, Kyle Wiest. A 6'2 junior guard out of Lagodi, Indiana, number 21, Bryant Ackerman. A 6'4 junior forward out of Belvedere, Illinois, wearing number 23, Brandon Schwebke. And a 6'7 junior forward out of Plainfield, Illinois, number 52, Will Nixon. The head coach for the Blue Jays is John Baines. He's assisted by Chris Martin, Scott Campbell, and Gary Wolf. Are you ready? And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Carthage Redmen. At 4 and a 6'4 sophomore from Wilmot Union, out of Burlington, Wisconsin, wearing number 20, Mike Stevenson. At guard, a 6'4 freshman from Lake Zurich High School, out of Hawthorne Woods, Illinois, number 25, Brad Cruz. 4 and a 6'6" senior from the American School of the Hague out of Wassenaar, Netherlands. Number 22, Cameron Van Wyk. At guard, a 6'3" junior from Northridge Prep High School out of Mount Prospect, Illinois. Number 43, Mike Weiser. And at guard, a 5'11" senior from Skokie Niles West High School out of Evanston, Illinois. Number 21, Dante Logan. The head coach for Redmond is Bosco Jerichovic. He's assisted by Steve Jerichovic, Quincy French, Jose Garcia, and graduate assistant coach Andy Atkins.
So the shakeup in the lineup here tonight, Mike Weiser making his first start for the Redmond tonight, the 6'3" junior out of Mount Prospect, Illinois. Flu bug going around this Carthage team, so Mike Kelson and Ellis Matthews have been in and out of the sick bay here the last couple of days, and Ryan Case a little bit under the weather, so they've all had a touch of this. You add that to the injury, Scott McNellis still out with that knee injury. He is on the bench in street clothes tonight for the Redmond, so it's a short bench for the Redmond tonight. Van Wyk and Nixon will jump center. And the opening tip, won by the Redmond, tip to Cruz. Cruz going right to the basket, lays it up short. The rebound pulled away by the Blue Jays. Blue Jays in the blue jerseys, blue shorts, trimmed out with the white lettering, white numerals, and the navy blue stripe down the side. Redmond in the white jerseys, white shorts, red numerals, red lettering, red and black striping down the side of the unis. Blue Jays setting it up offensively. Ackerman with it, top of the circle. Now they dish it off. Far side, Coleman out of the corner, near side missing. Weiser trying to save it from going out, and does, into the hands of Brad Cruz. Good hustle and effort that time by Mike Weiser to get the possession back for the Redmond. Stevenson now will feed Van Wyk, top of the circle, back to Logan on the right wing. Man-to-man defense here for the Blue Jays. Stevenson out of the corner, the newly haircutted Stevenson tonight. Lost those long locks the last couple of days. Now gets it off to Cruz. Cruz to Weiser. Weiser now looking inside, waves it around outside, 10 to shoot. Stevenson driving now right side, going hard to the basket, lays it up and in. Mike Stevenson made the decision to take that dribble drive right to the rim and laid it up and in for our first points tonight. The sophomore out of the Burlington area, prepped at Wilmot High School. 2-0 Redmond. Weiss now through the middle of the circle, lost it to Dante Logan. He'll dump it off to Cruz. He'll give it back to Logan. Minute and a half in, 2-0 Redmond. Carthage will set it up. Weiser now on the left wing. Back up top to Van Wyk, around to Logan. Logan from the right side to Weiser, top of the circle. Dumps it back to Van Wyk, left of the free throw line. He'll kick it back out to Logan. Logan now penetrates, then try to fire it off to Van Wyk through his hands, intercepted by Weiss. Weiss down the floor trying to get past Cruz. Nice defensive effort by Cruz to deny the basket. Logan picks up the loose ball, outlets to Weiser. Pull-up jumper, free throw line. Good for Mike Weiser. That was all set up on the defensive end by Brad Cruz, who came up and challenged Weiss right underneath the basket to force the loose ball. 4-0 Redmond. With it now is Coleman. Back up top, it'll go to Weiss. Into the hands of Schwebke. Dangerous three-point shooter. Penetrates, low left to Van Wyk. Kicks it back out to Coleman. Now back up to Ackerman. Ackerman will run the weave with Schwebke with 8 on the shot clock. Now they get it to Nixon, tied up by Van Wyk. Got a hand on the ball, but got the body on Nixon. And the foul will go on Van Wyk. Good defensive effort that time by Van Wyk to try and take that entry pass away from Nixon, but a little too much arm and body that time. Alley-oop it underneath the Will Nixon, a little pump fake low left, and then lays it in off the glass. Redmond weren't quite ready on the stack, and the Blue Jays beat them to it. 4-2, Redmond up. Now Logan will take it across midcourt. Works it back to Van Wyk, top of the circle. Van Wyk looking inside, fires it to Stevenson. Stevenson going hard on a blocking foul. As trying to take the charge inside that time was Ackerman, late setting the feet. The officials right on it. Our officials tonight, Mike O'Neill, Tom O'Neill is Jr., and Dave King. To take one more look on our video replay, and it was a good call. Ackerman was late setting the feet. So it'll be Stevenson shooting at the line and hits. John Bain still arguing and protesting that call, but I thought that was a very good call. Stevenson drills both free throws. A 6-2 advantage early here for the Redmen. Just about 3 minutes gone by here at the Tarble Arena. Now on the drive, Ackerman inside, penetrates, skip pass back out, flagged down by Coleman. Coleman now will hand it back. Now they get it back off to Wiest. Wiest over to the far side. Ackerman for three. Schwebke, for three. Brandon Schwebke for the three. Brings his team back to within one. Boy, he and Ackerman had quite a night the other night against Milliken. They were combined 9 for 13 from three-point range. Now Logan penetrates, skip pass to Cruz in the corner, back up top, Weiser takes the shot blocked that time. Coleman looked like he got a hand on it. Back the other way come the Blue Jays, hunting for their first lead of the game. Ackerman now fires it to Wiest. Wiest top of the circle, tied up by Van Wyck. Nice job, got away with a walk. Took an extra step, got it down low to Nixon. Boy, that was a traveling call there on Wiest. He changed his pivot foot. The officials let that one go. He found Nixon underneath, who was able to finish with the jam. 7-6 Blue Jays. Their first lead of the ball game, 4 minutes in. Now Logan to Cruz for three. That rattles out, no good. Nixon with the rebound in front of Van Wyck. Clears it out to Coleman. Coleman off the near wing to Wiest. Wiest inside it goes. Schwebke back out to Coleman. Now over to the near wing, Ackerman for three. That's no good. Van Wyck tried to tip it back out. Picked up by Wiest. Blue Jays will keep possession. They'll fire it up again for three from Schwebke, and Van Wyck able to get the rebound. Gets it down to Cruz out of the left corner. Hands it off to Logan. 7-6 Elmhurst. 15 and a half minutes to go, first half. Logan gets past Ackerman, then cut off with the help out from Coleman. Brings the dribble back out, 12 to shoot. Lob pass into Van Wyck, lost it through his fingertips and turns it over. Good idea by Logan. It was an excellent pass. Van Wyck just took his eye off it. Nathan Rogers will check in for the first time tonight for Elmhurst, a 6'1 sophomore out of North Crawfordsville, Indiana. Try and lob it inside, poked out by Logan and picked up by Stevenson. Good help out that time, helping Van Wyck with Nixon down low. Now Logan takes it between the circles, works it off right wing to Weiser. Weiser making his first start for the Redmen. Works it off to Stevenson, reversing left side to Logan, now to Van Wyck. Back to Weiser. Weiser fires it off right corner. Cruz for three, knocks it down. Good ball movement by the Redmen. The extra pass from Weiser off the free throw line into the right corner for Cruz, and Cruz able to finish with the triple. 9-7 Redmen. And Cruz with a steal on the defensive end and then was tied up by Schwebke and fouled. Brad Cruz, that's his bread and butter. Get the gravy when you knock down the triple as he did on that last possession. Amongst the league leaders in steals. Eric Crittenden will check in, the 6'7 junior out of Crete, Illinois. Crittenden adding some height in there. They also bring in Eric Leonard as a three ball by Weiser rolls off and the rebound pulled in by Crittenden. 9-7 Redmen. 6 minutes gone by. Logan with a steal. Gets it out to midcourt. Picked up by Weiser. Weiser will take it all the way down and lay it in. Dante Logan able to pick the pocket of Leonard that time for the steal, and Weiser with the finish. Back the other way. In and out. Falls away. Nathan Rogers layup rimmed out. And the rebound collected by the Redmen. They'll push the tempo here. Stevenson for three. That's an air ball miss, and it's taken out of bounds, however, by Crittenden, and Carthage will keep possession underneath, and the Blue Jays want a timeout. 5-0 run here for the Redmen. They've built out a 4-point lead, 11-7, 13:46 to go here in our first half. Redmen 4 for 9 shooting, 44%. Elmhurst 3 for 8, 37%. Redmen 1 for 4 behind the arc. Elmhurst 1 for 3. And the rebounds dead even at 5 apiece. Lady Reds are in Elmhurst tonight, getting set to take on the Blue Jays. And game about to tip off. Other games on the men's slate tonight. North Central is in Rock Island to take on 6th-ranked Augustana. Cardinals with an early 7-6 lead in that one. Over at North Park, those North Park Vikings continue their hot streak. They're up 6 now on Wheaton, 17-11, 13 minutes to go first half. And down in Decatur tonight, Illinois Wesleyan with an early 3-point lead, 11-8 over Milliken. Logan works it back off to Cruz. Gets a screen from Stevenson. Now crossing over on Leonard, spinning on Leonard, finds Stevenson left corner three. That one clanks off. And the rebound pulled in by Wiest. Blue Jays will push it up the floor. Wiest with it down the right wing. Cut off by Van Wyk. Hands it back to Leonard. Now works it back to Crittenden. Crittenden gave up the dribble in a hurry and finds Wiest. Now reversing it around to Leonard on the right wing. Back down low. Turnaround shot partially blocked by Cruz. Ball tipped around underneath low left. Finally picked up by the Blue Jays, and then Van Wyk with the steal. Trying to flip it back out that time, and Van Wyk was right there. Cruz now up top to Logan. Logan trying to penetrate, fell down, and the ball was tipped. No, it was not. Logan lost his balance and hit the floor, turning the ball over. Peyton Wyatt will check in now. Wyatt, 5'11", 185, a junior. Cruz will take a breather here for the Redmen as Sean Valentine will check in, the 6'4" junior out of Cary, Illinois. Keltson a bit under the weather yet. So it'll be Valentine ahead of Keltson tonight. 11-7 Redmen. 7.5 minutes gone by here in Kenosha. Now Crittenden jump stop going up over Stevenson. Missed the shot. Crittenden tried to get his own rebound and fouled Van Wyk in the process. Eric Crittenden with the foul going over Van Wyk. First on Crittenden. Third team foul on the Blue Jays. Now we'll see some full court pressure put on here by Elmhurst as Stevenson will trigger the inbound. Looking for Lugan. Now finds Valentine. Valentine will take it across. Crittenden will pick him up at midcourt. Valentine on the drive. Little running one-hander with the left hand. Goes down the left baseline. Valentine took it all the way down the left baseline in a fade over Crittenden and able to hit. 13-7. Redmen in front by 6. Now Rogers works it off to Crittenden. Good defensive effort by Stevenson. Tough shot. Crittenden able to hit. Got it down to the right block. Stevenson toe-to-toe with Crittenden. Got help out from Van Wyk, and Crittenden still found room to get it off the glass and in. 13-9. Over the top feed from Valentine into Van Wyk, and he'll lay it up and in. First points tonight for the senior Cameron Van Wyk. 15-9 Redmen. 11.5 minutes to go first half. Leonard with it. Works it off right wing to Payunk. Payunk hands it back to Leonard. Leonard will pull it back out, get it back to the center of the floor to Wyatt. Now they hand it back. Crittenden on the drive to the basket, lays it up and in. Once again, Van Wyk and Stevenson trying to deny the inside, but Crittenden is a little bit stronger, able to find a seam and get it in. Now Logan turned it over on a crossover dribble as he lost it at his shoelaces, picked up by Leonard, back the other way. Count it, and one as Stevenson tried to get back defensively. Collided with Leonard. Leonard made the basket, and a three-point play here for Leonard. And a timeout taken by the Redmen here. 10:54 to go here in our first half. A 15-13 ball game. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here, 12-6, North Central on top of Augustana. 12.5 minutes to go first half. Wheaton making a run at North Park now, 21-19, 10 minutes to go first half. And down in Decatur, it's a 17-15 ball game. Illinois Wesleyan by 2. I'll get you an update here on the women's game going on down at Elmhurst. And they must be having some trouble with their live stats, so we don't have anything to report yet on the Elmhurst game involving the Lady Reds and the Blue Jays. As the free throw by Leonard is good, he completes the three-point play, pulls his team to within one. Kiston Lee checking in following that last timeout, along with Ellis Matthews for the Redmen, as Lee coming down the floor and was fouled in the backcourt. Foul's going to go on Nathan Rogers, his first. Fourth team foul on the Blue Jays. Bryant Ackerman back in, replacing Rogers for the Blue Jays. Carthage will put it in play near midcourt. Logan will work it off to Valentine. Hands it off to Matthews. Matthews back inside, broken up, looking for Van Wyk. Getting a hand on it that time was Ackerman. Leonard now threw it away. Went through the hands of Ackerman, turning it over. Blue Jays with a turnover, their sixth of the ball game. Now Logan had the ball tipped out. Crittenden defending him in the corner. Kiston Lee will inbound from just below us in the near corner in the backcourt. Gets it out to Logan on the run. Logan gets past Leonard. Logan penetrates, dumps it back. Lee set up as if to take a three, then reloaded off to Logan once again. Now Valentine on the left wing, back up top to Lee, works it around to Logan. Dante Logan on the right wing, feeds Matthews. Ellis Matthews backing down on Payunk, turning, shooting, glances off the backboard, missing. Ball tipped back out, picked up by the Blue Jays. Carthage now 6 for 13 on the floor thus far. Open Wyatt at three, hit the side of the backboard. Picked up by Valentine, 2-on-1 to Matthews. Matthews will finish, go low left. Matthews and Valentine running the 2-on-1 back the other way off the miss by Wyatt. And Carthage is back up by 3. 9.5 minutes to go here in our first half. Ackerman now trying to find Wiest, and it's deflected off of Kiston Lee. Blue Jays retain possession here in the offensive end as Schwebke will check in. And Nixon will also back in. And Miles Olson will check in for the Redmen, the junior out of East Troy. Blue Jays will inbound, free throw line extended near side. With it is Leonard working on Olson. Gets it back to Wyatt. Peyton Wyatt gets the ball back, has a three look. That one rattles off, no good. Kiston Lee with the rebound for the Redmen. Rebounds even now at 8 apiece. Valentine high on the right wing, works it off to Lee, now to Miles. Miles Olson. Olson left wing, up top to Lee, reversing right side now to Valentine. Penetrates the paint, kicks it back out to Olson for three. That one rattles out, no good. Nixon and Van Wyk battling for the loose ball, and Van Wyk fouls Will Nixon. Cameron Van Wyk picks up his second, the third on the Redmen here in the half, and so Van Wyk will take a breather here as Ryan Case, the 6'4 sophomore out of Schaumburg, will check in for the first time tonight. 17-14 Redmen, 8:45 to go first half. Trying to get around Leonard that time, trying to get around Olson. Olson with the body, held him up. Olson picking up his first, fourth on the team as Leonard and Wyatt will exit. And Wiest and Coleman check back in. Blue Jay ball on the offensive end. Now Schwebke with it to Nixon. Back over to Ackerman. Inside it goes Nixon, working on Valentine. Missed the shot. Good defense by Valentine. Valentine able to get the rebound. Sean Valentine gives it 150% every time. That time battled down low with Nixon and messed up his shot. Valentine now on the drive, going hard off the glass, missing. Nixon able to step in front of Case for the rebound. Going to have gone cold here now, 7 for 16. The Blue Jays at 6 of 16 so far. 3-point Redmen lead, three-pointer on the way, and we're tied. Wiest able to tie the game with a triple, top of the circle. Kyle Wiest, his first points tonight. Started the game off 0 for 2, able to drain the long distance. 17 all. Valentine to Case, around to Matthews. Inside it goes Lee, working the left block. Lee turning over Schwebke, curls off no good. Rebound through Case, and Nixon able to pick it up. They'll push the floor, Schwebke. Schwebke, dribble drive, spins and blocked out of bounds by Kiston Lee. Schwebke trying a little bicycle dribble that time, and Lee was right with him. Able to swat that one out of bounds. Blue Jays will toss it in. Coleman now over Matthews. Banks it hard through the fingertips of Schwebke. Picked up, though, by Ackerman. The Blue Jays will reload. Schwebke with it here in the left corner. Back up top. Open three, Ackerman. That rattles off. Matthews with the rebound for the Redmen. Landed off to Miles Olson. Olson gives it off to Kiston Lee. To Ryan Case, top of the circle. Back to Olson. Down to Matthews. Matthews pull-up shot, top of the circle, knocks it down. Little spin move and pull-up on Kyle Weiss that time by Matthews, and he's able to drain it for the deuce. 19-17, Redmond back up. Now Ackerman through the top of the circle. Gets it back to Weiss, outside to Schwebke for three, defended by Lee, and it goes down. Lee just a fraction of a second late, getting a hand in front of Schwebke, and Schwebke able to knock it down. Blue Jays up one. Matthews now dumps it to Lee, back up top to Case. Case wants a triple, and his shot rattles out no good, and the rebound pulled in by Schwebke. Runs it down the floor, looking for Coleman, broken up nicely by Case. Valentine picking up the loose ball. I think Coleman was quite anticipating that pass and made for the easy defensive play that time by Ryan Case. 6 minutes to go, first half. Redmond down one. Valentine on the left wing. We had a whistle and a foul as Lee tried to take it down low. I think we had an offensive foul on Kiston Lee. Nope, Matthews called for the foul. Was away from the play that time, trying to set a screen and drop the shoulders. Brad Cruz checks back in now for the Redmen, along with Mike Weiser. 20-19 Blue Jays. They work it up to Ackerman. Inside to Nixon. Nixon working on Case. Spinning, turning, shooting, missing. Rebound Lee. Lee able to get the defensive board for the Redmen. He's done a nice job coming off the bench here tonight. Kiston Lee with 3 rebounds. Now Weiser with it. High on the right wing. Works it off to Kiston Lee. Reversing left side to Olson. Back up top. Cruz for 3. Banked it. That rattled off. Rebound Will Nixon. Elmhurst starting to pull away on the boards now. 15-10 advantage, and we got a hold inside between Schwebke and Lee, and it's going to be Kiston Lee for the foul. 6th team foul on the Redmen. Payunk, along with Leonard and Crittenden, all checking in for the Blue Jays, replacing Coleman, Nixon, and Schwebke. Blue Jays up by 1 with the basketball. Crittenden on the drive, pulls up and missing. Rebound, that's a travel. Absolutely. Payunk got the rebound and started walking all over the place. Bags were packed. He was headed for Milwaukee. Turnover gives it back to the Redmen. Olson trying to break the press. Now they do. 2-on-1. Olson and Case. Case down low, reversing, counted and one. Excellent pass that time by Brad Cruz on the 2-on-1 after they broke the press. Miles Olson, the baseball pass to Cruz at midcourt. He took the dribble to the top of the circle, fed Case, and Case from left block to right block, fouled by Payunk as he made the basket. Case for the free throw missing. Crittenden with the rebound. 21-20 Redmond, under 5 minutes to go here in our first half. Weiss now, pull-up jumper, top of the circle, missing, but underneath with the rebound, Kenny Payunk. The 6'6 junior out of Oak Forest. Parked perfectly that time for the miss and the stick back. 22-21 Blue Jays. Olson now trying to feed Cruz, and Cruz was fouled. No, went out of bounds off of Bryant Ackerman. As Stevenson and Van Wyk will check in, replacing Lee and Ryan Case. Carthage with the ball on the offensive end. 4:20 to go here in this first half. Olsen takes a dribble back up top. Pulls up top of the circle. That one didn't go down. Crittenden with the rebound. Redmond have gone stone cold now. 9 for 22. They were 6 for 12 at one point, but now have gone 3 for their last 9. As the shot taken inside, picked up by Crittenden, rebound up and in, low left. Eric Crittenden able to clean up the mess underneath that time. Blue Jays with their largest lead now at 3, 24-21 with 3:40 to go in the half. Weiser high in the left wing. Back up top to Stevenson. Feeds Van Wyk in the paint. Van Wyk turning, right hand hook shot. Look how he got hit. And no call. The rebound pulled out of there by Wiest. Wiest down the floor, weaves his way around Cruz. Shot blocked out of bounds. It was touched by Cruz, or was it touched by Wiest? Mike O'Neill underneath makes the call, and it's going to be Blue Jay basketball. Logan back in now for the Redmen, replacing Miles Olsen. They look to feed inside. They get Crittenden off the stack. Stevenson was late on the switch. Second time they've gotten the jump on the Redmen on the stack. 5-point lead now for Elmhurst. 26-21 with 3:10 to play. Weiser works it off to Stevenson, now to Logan. Logan to Weiser, ball fakes, now drives, pulls up at the free throw line, rattles around and falls in for Mike Weiser. Originally wanted the three-point shot, pulled it back down, took the dribble drive below the free throw line and pulled up in the paint to hit. Weiser with 6 tonight. His first start for the Redmen. Carthage back to within 3 here. Crittenden to Leonard, reversing right side to Rogers. Rogers got around everybody, laid it up and in. Weiser fell down. Lost his footing that time. That gave Rogers a clean look to the basket. Rogers, his first points tonight. 28-23. 2:22 to go here in our first half. Stevenson back up top to Logan. Now feeds Stevenson, turning, pulling up, leaning in on the right block, able to get the defender Rogers off his feet to commit the foul. Good blue-collar effort that time by Mike Stevenson, low right, to get the foul. Team fouls even at 6 apiece, and that will put Stevenson on the free throw line. Backs down the front end. Mike Stevenson this year, 68% from the line. Stevenson with 14 points against Illinois Wesleyan, the leading scorer Saturday night for the Redmen. Made the first, missed the second. 4-point game, 28-24 as we approach 2 minutes to go here in our first half. Wyatt in now for the Blue Jays, gets it off to Wiest. Wiest will pull up over Cruz, back iron miss, battle for the loose ball, tipped around, and it's picked up by Van Wyk. Outlets to Weiser across midcourt. Weiser works his way around Leonard, gets it back in the hands of Logan. Minute 40 to go here in the half. Carthage with the ball, down 4. Logan caught in the air, gives it off to Stevenson. Little head shoulder fake right block, banks it off the window and down. Mike Stevenson with 7 first half points here. Redmen back to within 2. 28-26, minute 20 to play. Leonard works it off to Wyatt. Wyatt now to Wiest. Up top to Crittenden. Back to Wiest. Wiest around the Nixon screen. Back out to Crittenden. The lefty fires a 3. That's no good. Tap through the hands of Nixon. Gets it down low. Wyatt, he missed the layup. Back up with it, Wiest, and he got it to go. 3 different looks inside, and finally the Blue Jays knock one down. And it's Wiest who's able to finish it off. He's got 5. Under a minute to go here in the half. Carthage across midcourt. Logan gives it off to Cruz, to Van Wyk, works it back to Logan. Logan on the drive, gets around Leonard, blocked out of bounds, and it's going to go off of Logan. Crittenden with the block that time. 37 seconds to go, so Blue Jays take it down to about 4 seconds here before they fire up a shot. with the 4-point lead. Good effort here by the Redmen through the first 20 minutes, however. Much better effort in this first half than what was displayed Saturday against Illinois Wesleyan. Weiss just killing time with the dribble. 18 seconds to play. Again, a 2-second differential, game clock to shot clock. Leonard at the center circle, bothered by Logan, gets it off to Crittenden. Again wants the outside jumper over Stevenson through Nixon. Logan picks it up with 5. Dumps it down to Weiser. Weiser back to Stevenson as the shot clock goes down and the game clock expires, and the shot by Stevenson falls short. 30-26, Redmond down 4 here at the half in Kenosha. 30-26 Elmhurst. Back after this 2-minute break on AM 1050 WLIP. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena. Carthage trailing by 4 here at the half, 30-26. Redmond had a couple of leads in this first half and led by as many as 6, 15-9 after a Cameron Van Wyck layup and a Sean Valentine jumper. Redmond maintained that lead up until the midway point when Elmhurst took their first lead. Tied the game on a 3-pointer by Kyle Wiest, and then took their first lead on a 3-pointer by Brandon Schwebke with 6:38 to go here in the half. Elmhurst built that lead out to as many as 5 late here in this first half. Eric Crittenden's layup with 3:22 remaining made it 26-21. Rogers' layup made it 28-23, but Carthage was able to chip it down to 2 on a Stevenson free throw 1-for-2 trip, and then a layup by Stevenson. Made it a 2-point game, 28-26. But Kyle Wiest picking up a loose ball inside after 3 misses. Able to finish it off with under a minute left, providing the margin here at the half, 30-26. As we take a look at the game stats here. Team stats, Carthage and Elmhurst. The Redmen shooting 40%, 11 of 27. In that first half, 1 for 9 3-ball and 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Mike Stevenson with 7 first half points tonight. Stevenson 2 for 5, 3 of 4 from the line for his 7 points. Mike Weiser in his first start as a Redman, going for 6 points in that first half on 3 of 5 shooting. Ellis Matthews with 4 off the bench. Matthews was 2 for 3. 3 points for Brad Cruz, 1 for 4. That was a 3-pointer. 2 points each for Van Wyck, Valentine, and Case. Olson and Lee played but did not score for the Redmen. Again, Carthage 40%, 11 for 27 in that first half. For the Elmhurst Blue Jays, 13 for 35, 37% shooting, 30% from behind the arc, 3 of 10, and got to the free throw line just once in that first half, 1 for 1. They were led by Eric Crittenden coming off the bench for 8 points. Crittenden 4 for 9 from the floor. He actually attempted a 3-point shot as well. Crittenden with 8. Brandon Schwebke with 6. Kyle Wiest with 5. Will Nixon with 4. 3 points for Eric Leonard, and 2 points each for Kenny Payunk and Nathan Rogers. Again, the Blue Jays shoot 37%, 13 for 35 in that first half. Rebounds were even there for a while. I think the last I checked it was 8 all on the rebounding chart, and all of a sudden Carthage missing some shots and Elmhurst picking up the defensive boards. Elmhurst 26-14 leading the rebounding totals in that first half. Leading rebounder for the Blue Jays in that first half, both Eric Crittenden and Will Nixon, they're 2 big men, each with 5. Leading rebounders for the Redmen, everybody with 2 so far except Ellis Matthews. Carthage did not turn it over much. Both teams didn't turn it over much at all. Blue Jays with 8 turnovers, Carthage with 6. Those 6 turnovers leading to just 3 points for Elmhurst. However, Carthage getting those 8 turnovers leading to 7 Carthage points. And Redmond, their last field goal coming in the last minute and a half. Carthage, their largest lead was 6. Blue Jays, their largest lead was 5. And it's a 30-26 Elmhurst advantage here at the half. Blue Jays and the Lady Reds battling down in Elmhurst. A minute 49 to go in the first half of that ball game. That game is tied at 18. Lady Reds and the Blue Jays tied at 18 with a minute 40 to go in the first half down at Elmhurst. On the men's side tonight, in men's basketball action in the CCIW, North Central on the road in Rock Island, leading big at the break, 33-19 in favor of the Cardinals. Cardinals blistered the Nets for 52% shooting in that first half, limiting Augustana to just 33% from the field. Leading scorer for North Central in that first half, Kevin Hahn with 11, Charles Rosenberg with 9. Leading scorer for the Vikings of Augustana, Hunter Hill with 8, and Griffin Pills with 6. Again, at the half in Rock Island, North Central leading 6th-ranked Augustana 33-19. In Chicago at the North Park Gym, the North Park Vikings lead the Wheaton Thunder 36-33. That game also at the half. For North Park in that first half, 14 points for the current CCIW Player of the Week, Jawan Henry. Henry with 14 first half points lead the way for North Park. Meanwhile, it's Michael Berg and Bernson, both their leading scorers for the Wheaton Thunder. Berg with 9, Bernston with 8 for the Thunder. Again, 36-33, North Park on top of Wheaton at the half. In Decatur, halftime at the Griswold Center, and Illinois Wesleyan leading Millikin 38-28 at the break. It was Bryce Dolan with 12 points, the only player in double figures for the Titans in that first half. For the Big Blue of Millikin, it was Tommy Palakis with 7 and Long with 7 for the Big Blue. Again, Illinois Wesleyan leading Millikin 38-28. In Division III, top 25 men's play tonight. A couple of finals have checked in already. Third-ranked Marietta remains unbeaten in play this season as Marietta College beat Capital today 85-73. Number 4, Dickinson leading Gettysburg at the half 39-26. Number 17, Richard Stockton beat Rutgers Camden today 58-51. Number 15, UW Stevens Point hosting UW River Falls tonight. UW Whitewater, the number 1 team in Division III, is idle tonight. Again, if we have that graphic, maybe we can show you the Division III top 25 for those of you watching on the video stream. The D3 Hoops top 25. Defending champ Wisconsin Whitewater ranked number 1 this week, followed by the University of St. Thomas. Marietta College now 20-0 with the win tonight. Dickinson sitting in 3rd place. I should say in 4th place. Randolph-Macon is 5th. Augustana ranks 6th. St. Norbert at 17-1 is ranked 9th. Worcester Polytechnic Institute ranked 10th. Elmhurst coming in, checking in at 19th tonight. Illinois Wesleyan ranked 29th. And North Central also receiving votes as we get a look at the D3 Hoop men's top 25 tonight. Elmhurst sitting at that 19th spot, following a couple of notches. Dropping out were Eastern Connecticut and NYU this week. There you get a look at the top 5. Augustana ranked 6th this week, falling from number 4. UW Whitewater getting 16 of the 20 first place or 25 first place votes this week. St. Thomas checking in at number 2 this week, the Tommies. They are playing St. Mary's of Minnesota tonight. We'll probably have a final for you before all things are said and done. Check back in with that women's game going on down at Elmhurst. And it looks like that game has gone to the half. is a halftime score. To have that for you here in a minute. Was knotted up at 18 apiece, but they have gone to the break. We'll try and get that score updated for you when we come back from our break. We're at halftime here in Kenosha at the Tarble Arena, 30-26. Redmond on top of the Blue Jays. We'll pause, take a 2-minute break, back with second half play right after this on AM 1050 WLIP. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena. A much better effort through the first 20 minutes here for the Redmen. They trail, though, 30-26, but they've stayed competitive here with this Elmhurst Blue Jay team. Losing the rebounding battle 26-14, but Redmen have not turned the ball over. They've done a better job protecting the ball. They just need to knock down a few more shots. They've gone 1 for 9 from behind the arc so far tonight, so look for Carthage to try and improve on that number. They continue to play the tough defense that they have and keep a hand in the eye of their three-point shooters. We talked about Ackerman and Schwebke, that game the other night, in the victory over Milliken. Ackerman and Schwebke combined went 9 for 13 from long distance. Ackerman had 21 points to lead all scorers. Schwebke finished with 16. Bryant was 5 of 8 from three-point range. Schwebke was 4 for 5, so you gotta like the fact Carthage has held them to 2 for 4 shooting the three ball. I think you can live with that, but you've got to continue to keep pressure on them. And don't let them shoot the uncontested park on the arc shot. Coleman, Wiest, Ackerman, Schwebke, and Nixon for the Blue Jays. Stevenson, Logan, Van Wyck, Cruz, and Weiser. Mike Weiser making his first start tonight for Carthage. It'll be Blue Jay basketball. They'll go left to right here in this second half. And Elmhurst triggers in the inbound play, and we are underway second half here at Carthage College in Kenosha. Second meeting of the year between these two teams. Redmond pulled off the 2-point win at the last second down in Elmhurst. They get it down quickly to Will Nixon. He'll lay it up and in. Look for that for the Redmond tonight, or for the Blue Jays tonight here in this second half. See if they can take advantage of their height with Nixon inside. Nixon did not get many touches in that first half. He was just 2 for 4 in that first half. Redmond bring it down. Weiser with it. Works it off to Cruz. To Logan at the center circle. Guarded by Coleman. Logan spins off. Try to get it inside to Van Wyck. Pinched off by Schwebke and taken away by Nixon. Down the floor to Coleman. Coleman runs up with the right hand and hits. They've hit their first 2 shots here this second half. And they've opened up an 8-point lead now, 34-26. Coleman, his first deuce tonight. Now Logan penetrates, jump stop, scoop to the lane, lays it up and in as Logan was knocked to the floor on body contact, but no foul. Logan able to finish at the rim. He's got 2 tonight, 34-28. Coleman back to Wiest. Working around the perimeter to Schwebke. Back up top. Now Coleman for 3. That one rims out, no good. Battle for the loose ball. Logan picked it up and was fouled by Kyle Wiest. Wiest got the body into Logan, going for that loose ball near the top of the circle. Wiest, his first foul. First on the Blue Jays here in the second half. Redmond again will face full court pressure here as Stevenson will get it into Logan. Now the defense will clear the center stripe as Logan will bring it across. Cruz with it high in the left wing. Works it to Weiser. On the dribble to the right side, feeds Stevenson. Stevenson driving, cut off on the right block. Good defensive play by Ackerman. Looks for Van Wyck. Van Wyck low left, overlaid. Nixon clears it out to Coleman, and then nearly threw it away as saving it from going out was Ackerman. 2 minutes into our second half, Redmond down 6. Blue Jays will dribble it out up top. Ackerman now to Nixon, rolling on Van Wyck, lays it up and in. Well, he got that ball in a nice position at the free throw line. Picked it up with his left hand as he was going down the left baseline. Easy layup that time for Nixon, beating Van Wyck. 8-point lead now. Logan to Weiser. Weiser tried to look inside for Stevenson, turns it over. As intercepting the pass was Ackerman. Tied up by Weiser, though, for a held ball. Possession arrow back to the Redmen. Give some credit to Mike Weiser there. He turned that ball over, but stayed with it, bothered Bryant Ackerman enough to tie him up for a held ball to get the possession back. Heads up play by Mike Weiser. Redmond will inbound left of the basket. Weiser will get it. His shot blocked and taken away by Kyle Wiest. Wiest down the floor. Circles his way back through the hands of Coleman, intercepted by Logan. Logan running the floor. Dumps it down low. Case reversing with the right hand off the glass and down. Ryan Case checking in after that last dead ball, able to finish off the feed from Logan. 36-30 Blue Jays. Logan now with a couple of assists here in the second half. And then we got a timeout taken by the Blue Jays. Blue Jays take the timeout. We're barely 3 minutes into our second half, 36-30 in favor of Elmhurst. And looking a little bit ahead here down the road for the Blue Jays. We've got games at Wheaton on Saturday. Home game a week from today, next Wednesday against North Park. And then host North Central on Valentine's Day. Those are the next three coming up for Elmhurst. For the Redmen, the next three, some tough ones. In Rock Island Saturday to take on Augustana, at North Central next week Wednesday, and then home against Wheaton on a week from Saturday, Valentine's Day. Blue Jay ball, they'll inbound right of the basket. They get it into Will Nixon. Down low, open off the double team, and leaving open that time was Ackerman, who will finish low left. That's again because of the inside advantage with Nixon. Both Van Wyk and Stevenson and Case collapsed on Nixon. That left Ackerman open on the left block. 38-30 Blue Jays. Logan around the Stevenson screen. Drives right side and dribbled it off his foot, turning it over. The Blue Jay ball, first turnover of the second half by the Redmen. The Blue Jays turn it over as Logan gets the steal at midcourt. He'll take it back, going up and over Schwebke for the layup. Logan picked the pocket once again of Ackerman and then went over Schwebke with the layup. 38-32, Redmond back to within 6. Schwebke works it around. Wiest with it. To Ackerman, back to Schwebke right corner, bounce feed down low. Cruz able to cut off to his defensive effort, but Kyle Wiest in a position down low, little head shoulder fake, then banked it in from the right block. Wiest with 7. The lead to 8 for Elmhurst, 40-32. 15:45 to go here in our second half. Case with it, top of the circle. Now takes the dribble. Trying to break down Nixon. Got around Nixon. Lays it up and in. Little 360 move that time by Ryan Case. Started right, turned left. Blew past Nixon. Got the layup, and the Redmen take a timeout. Each team with 4 timeouts remaining here. 40-34. Redmen trail. What a nice move by Case that time on Will Nixon inside. Women's basketball tonight. We gave you the Carthage halftime score. Wheaton leading North Park 35-25 at Wheaton. North Central at home against Augustana, leading the Vikings 50-37. That game just reaching the half. Blue Jays will inbound. A little bit of pressure in the backcourt put on by the Redmen. Wiest will take it across. Ackerman to Schwebke, back to Ackerman, around Weiser. Ran into Case, who fell down. That left Nixon open on the pass. And Nixon able to take it on the feed. Nixon starting to light it up now. He's got 10. Nixon in that first half. He's held to 4. Now Weiser up top to Logan. Logan on the crossover dribble, lost it, got it back. found Stevenson, 12 on the shot clock here. Logan again, jump stop, lost it out of bounds. Oh, it deflected out. Redmond catch a big break there. It looked like it went off the hip of Logan. But the official underneath, Dave King, ruling that it went off of Nixon. So Carthage will get possession with 4 on the shot clock here. Logan will inbound left of the basket. Got it to Case, and Case tried to control the dribble, but as he did, dribbled it on the end line underneath the basket, turning it over. Second turnover of the half here by the Redmen. Crittenden will check in, replacing Schwebke. 42-34. Largest lead of the game at 8 here for the Blue Jays. Crittenden with it, left to the free throw line, backs it out on the dribble across the arc. Gets the return feed from Leonard, spinning, turning, shooting with the left hand, got it to settle, soft shot. Eric Crittenden with a soft floater. Crittenden now with 10, he's 5 for 10 from the floor. Their largest lead at 10, 44-34. Got to keep them within range here. Logan for 3, that's good. Dante Logan, his first from behind the arc. Redmond now 2 for 10, shooting the 3 ball tonight. 44-37. Got to keep them within sight. If you can keep the Blue Jays here within a 10-point range, got to like your chances here. Inside Crittenden on the feed from Wiest, fouled by Stevenson. And it'll be Blue Jay ball underneath. Stevenson's foul, his second, first on the team here in the second half. Blue Jays will inbound. They get it into Nixon. Back to Wiest, 20-footer out of the corner, good. Little give and go. Nixon able to set the ball screen. That left Wiest with some space to shoot. Wiest now with 9. 46-37. Logan penetrating, jump stop and a foul, and it'll be a 2-shot foul for Logan. Leonard with the foul for the Blue Jays. First on Leonard, second on the Blue Jays, and Logan at the line. First trip to the line tonight for Dante Logan. .56% from the line this year, and that one rims out. Sean Valentine coming in for the Redmen, replacing Mike Weiser. One more toss here for Dante Logan. That one is short, way short. The rebound pulled in by Ackerman. Missed opportunity for the Redmen there. They come up empty on the line. Leonard, ball fakes around Valentine, steps around, fires, and hits. Timeout Redmond. You got to stop it here. Blue Jays have opened up an 11-point lead. 48-37. Carthage will take a timeout. We'll take a break as well. 13:20 to go. 48-37. Blue Jays on top of the Redmen on AM 1050 WLIP. Play resumes with the Redmen with the basketball. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Stevenson off the feed from Logan. That's way off, and the rebound pulled in by Rogers for the Blue Jays. Rogers through the paint. Skip pass up top to Leonard. Leonard now circles around. Blue Jays with their largest lead. They get to the basket again. Missing. Rebound goes, no, rolled out. And it went off the Blue Jay players. Kenny Payunk underneath missed it. And as he tried to gather in his miss, it went off his chest and out of bounds. Kiston Lee will check in, replacing Ryan Case for the Redmen. Stevenson, Logan, Cruz, Valentine, and Lee on the floor now for the Redmen. We got originally Stevenson was going to trigger the inbound. They'll bring Logan up to do that. A kick ball there, time by Crittenden. Get it into Cruz. 48-37 Elmhurst. 12:35 to go. Logan now takes the dribble. Right wing, gives it off to Lee. Lee up top to Stevenson, reversing left side Valentine. Now to Cruz. Back to Valentine. Feeds Stevenson top of the circle. He'll hand it back to Lee. Lee over the Stevenson screen. Hits. 3-ball for Kiston Lee. Stevenson able to set the screen. Lee over Stevenson for the triple. 3 points tonight now for Kiston Lee. 48-40. They get it inside, working with it. Rogers, turnaround shot over Valentine, no good. Logan with the rebound. He'll run it up the floor. Logan to Valentine. Valentine ran into Crittenden. Oh, they're going to call the offensive foul on Valentine. It looked like the feet were set by Crittenden and just at the last second got him planted. Looked like a good call. And the charging violation on Valentine. Give the ball back to Elmhurst here. And full court press put on by the Redmen, who trail by 8. Pass clear across to Wyatt. Peyton Wyatt with it. Back up top to Rogers. To Crittenden. Back inside around Valentine. Shot blocked out of bounds by Valentine. Nathan Rogers had it whacked out of his hands that time. 5th block tonight by the Redmen. Check that, the 4th block by the Redmen tonight. Cruz will sit down as Matthews will come in for the Redmen. Blue Jays inbound. Leonard to the free throw line to Crittenden. Gets it back now to Wyatt. Peyton Wyatt to Crittenden. Free throw line jumper by the lefty. Karam's in. Soft touch by the big man that time. Bounced off the front of the rim, hit the heel, rolled around, and fell in. 10-point Blue Jay lead. Logan to Kiston Lee now. Lee again, same spot for 3. That one's no good. Nobody home for the Redmen on the rebound. They have owned the Redmen on the boards tonight, 33-17. And if you're going to fire, you got to make sure somebody's underneath and ready. Again, the Redmen get a little out of sorts. Is inside, and able to finish is Eric Leonard. 52-40. 12-point advantage now for the Blue Jays, their largest lead of the game. Logan driving, missing, bumped off that time, and the rebound pulled in by Payunk. Down to Leonard. Behind the back feed, back to Wyatt. Wyatt through the paint to Crittenden. He'll jam it home. Eric Crittenden with the finish. And the Blue Jays will take a timeout. No, Redmond will take the timeout. It'll be a full timeout. Crittenden able to finish with the jam. Exclamation point for Elmhurst. They lead it by 14, 54-40, with just over 10 minutes to go in the contest. Lady Reds lead Elmhurst 33-30, 5 minutes into the second half down at Elmhurst. Men's basketball tonight in the CCIW. North Central on top of Augie, 46-34. The rough night for the Augie Doggies, shooting just 41%. Wheaton and North Park in a dogfight. 53-52. Vikings on top of the Thunder in Chicago tonight at the North Park Gym. 9:22 to go in that one. Illinois Wesleyan pulling away from Milliken now, 54-33. 13 minutes to go down in Decatur. Blue Jays getting 14 from Eric Crittenden tonight. 6 of those here in the second half, including the two-hand throwdown. Redmond now down to 2 timeouts remaining here with just over 10 minutes to play. Stevenson will get it into Olsen. And Olsen hand-checked and fouled by Leonard. They've had that call all night. Now they've decided to make it. done a lot of clutching and grabbing on the Redmond guards, bringing the ball up. Olsen again in the backcourt, guarded by Eric Leonard. Center court, Olsen now gives it off to Valentine. Valentine on the drive, dumps it back to Stevenson, around to Lee. Gets it back to Olsen. Now to Lee again, top of the circle. He'll give it up back to Olsen. Olsen around the Lee screen on the dribble. Back to Lee. Lee running one-hander in the paint, settles in. Kiston Lee with a hanger from the red paint. He's got 5. 54-42. See if the Redmond can mount a run here. Crittenden top of the circle. Gets it off to Leonard. Feeds it inside Payunk. Payunk turnaround shot over Lee. Tough shot. Lee with a hand in his face. Payunk with a turnaround with the right hand, able to knock it in. 4 for Payunk. 56-42 Elmhurst. Stevenson had his pass intercepted. Crittenden coming down the floor, will lay it up with the left hand. He wanted to jam it. Stevenson followed him all the way to the basket, forced him reverse to the left hand for the soft lay-in. 16-point Blue Jay lead, 8:50 to go. Stevenson gets it off to Lee. Now to Valentine. Back to Stevenson. Middle of the floor. Gets it off to Olsen. He'll peel the dribble back to the center circle. 9 to shoot here for the Redmen. Olsen's shot partially blocked. Loose inside. Lee's got to get it back out. Stevenson's got to shoot it. 3 ball on the way. Rattles out. No. Matthews with the rebound. His putback was rejected inside once again. Carthage will reload here. Valentine with it. Works it off to Lee. Olsen for 3, left wing. That rattles out, no good. Crittenden over both Matthews and Wyatt that time. Able to get the rebound. Shot blocked by Valentine. A call block. Dave King, that was not a very good call there. Looked like a clean block on the part of Valentine, but called for the body. A lot of leather on that one. Didn't fall the Redmond way there. At the free throw line will be Bryant Ackerman, shooting 2. That one clangs off, no good. Just the second trip to the line tonight for the Blue Jays. Logan back in now for the Redmen. Interesting combo here. You're going to have Olsen and Logan on the floor at the same time. As Ackerman hits the second. Van Wyk will check in now, replacing Kiston Lee. 17-point advantage for Elmhurst with 7:50 to go. Olsen through Valentine. Goes up over Nixon, tried to pass it off to Van Wyk. Goes out of bounds. Deflected off the Blue Jay player. Good job on that loose ball by Van Wyk to screen Nixon away. Allowed Valentine to track it down on that errant toss by Olsen. Off the stack, they get it to Stevenson, driving in left side. Feeds it to Van Wyk, and we got a foul as he tried to make his way to the basket. Foul's going to go on Ackerman. His second, 4th on the Blue Jays, and this will put Van Wyk on the free throw line. His first trip to the line tonight. Cam, just 2 points tonight. Make it 3 as he connects on the free throw. Redmond now 4 for 8 at the line tonight. Second one up and in. Van Wyk hits them both. Trims it to 15, 59-44. Now full court pressure, and we got a 5-second count on Schwebke, turning it back over to the Redmen. Good job by the Redmen on the press. Schwebke losing track of time there. Brad Cruz will check in for Miles Olsen or Valentine. Who's coming off the floor here? It'll be Valentine. So we're going to go with a 3-guard look here. Logan, Cruz, Olson, and then Stevenson on the drive to the basket was fouled. Foul will go on Schwebke. Second on Schwebke, fifth on the team. Redmond will reload and inbound right of the basket. Redmond continue to attack here. Get it down low. Shot blocked out of Stevenson's hand by Nixon, but then they try an outlet. Olson able to take it away at midcourt. Logan gets it back to Olson. Here in the near wing, Miles Olson trying to drive on Schwebke, pulls up, leans in over Schwebke and banks it in. Olson leaning over Schwebke, able to hit. 13-point advantage for the Blue Jays now. Now a near turnover is trying to behind the back dribble was Ackerman. They feed it inside Nixon, and Nixon fouled by Van Wyk. Van Wyk picking up his third. Well, they prevented the easy bucket for Nixon, so Nixon will go to the line to shoot two. First trip to the line for Nixon tonight. He has 10 points. Able to knock in the front. Second one missing. Van Wyk able to get the rebound for the Redmen. Carthage will bring it down, trailing by 14. Logan driving the basket around Nixon, couldn't make it, but drew the foul, and Logan will go to the free throw line. Drove the right baseline that time, took it all the way down low. Nixon forced a foul, and then a quick burst of speed by Dante Logan to the basket. Logan 0 for 2 from the line tonight. 0 for 3. Not even close on any of the three tosses. Weiser in for Olson. Leonard in, replacing Schwebke. That one settles in for Logan. 1 for 4 tonight at the line for Dante Logan, 8 points. Redmond to within 13. Get it under 10 here. Now a collision. Crittenden lost the dribble, got it back to Logan. Cruz to Logan. Logan goes hard and draws the foul. Kyle Wiest with the foul, his third. Make it his second, excuse me. 2 on Wiest, but that puts the Redmen in the bonus now. 7 fouls on the Blue Jays. This will be a 2-shot foul for Dante Logan, but the Redmen can start hitting from the line here, can get back in this ball game. Logan 2 for 2 now in his last 2 from the line. 2 for 5 tonight. Second one up and in. Logan's made 3 straight now from the stripe. 10 points tonight for Dante Logan. That's 11-point lead. Van Wyk with the steal off the inbound. Cruz to Logan. Logan spinning, hanging in the air, gets it back to Stevenson. Back to Logan now on the left wing. Carthage with a chance to get to within single digits here. They forced 14 Elmhurst turnovers. Logan for 3 in front of the student section, drops it in. 8-point game, 60-52, 6:12 to go. They'll make Crittenden handle it. Crittenden lost it, then picked right back up, though, by Ackerman. Now Leonard works it off. Inside Nixon. Nixon fouled by Van Wyk. That's 4 now on Van Wyk. Cam gives you all. And he'll play it right down to that 5th foul. Wiest will inbound to Leonard. Got away from Logan. Hung in the air, dumps it into the corner. Ackerman tried to shovel it back. Nixon around Stevenson, missed. Van Wyk with the rebound, and Van Wyk fouled on the reach-in by Wiest. That is the 3rd on Wiest. That's 3. 8th team foul. Van Wyk at the line for the 1-and-1. Chance to creep a little closer here with the Redmen down 8. Credit this heart and determination here by the Redmen, down by 17 with 7:50 to go, and they've reeled off 9 in a row. Missing Van Wyk, though, on the free throw. The rebound to Ackerman. Again cut off by Logan. And then we got an over and back violation. Ackerman turned it over to Nixon, who didn't clear the center line when he made contact with the ball. Blue Jays will take a timeout. That's 16 turns by the Blue Jays tonight. It'll be Redmond ball at midcourt when play resumes. Baines doesn't like the call, but Nixon was, his left foot was still behind the center stripe when he made contact with the ball after the guard took it across for Elmhurst. So a timeout, Elmhurst. They have 3 remaining. Let's take a look at what we got left here. 5:42 to go here. Redmond already in the bonus. Carthage committing just 5 team fouls. Possession arrow favoring the Blue Jays here. Down at Elmhurst, the Blue Jays have taken a 2-point lead now with 9.5 minutes to go. 43-41 in favor of the Blue Jays. 9.5 minutes to go down at Elmhurst. Augustana back to within 7 now with 7.5 minutes to go in Rock Island. 6th ranked Augie trailing North Central 51-44. North Park pulling away from Wheaton now. 7-point Viking lead with 4 minutes to go in Chicago. Wesleyan up 22 on Milliken. 6 minutes to go down in Decatur. 60-52. Redmond a chance to make it a 2-possession game here. On this possession, following the turnover by Nixon. Cruz around the Van Wyk screen. Got it back to Weiser. Weiser to Logan. Logan on the right wing. Outside the arc, guarded by Leonard. Ball screened by Van Wyk. They find Stevenson alone. Left corner 3, good! Mike Stevenson out of Wilmot. Able to knock down the triple. It's a 5-point game. And we got a foul. Cruz holding up Weiss that time, who was trying to get the pass, got his hand tangled up in the jersey, and the 6th-team foul on the Redmen. Carthage to within 5 here. Cruz partially got a piece of that pass. Weiss able to pick it up, take it across. Weiss on the dribble drive, lost it out of bounds. Try to get around Van Wyk, and the extra move forced the turnover. That's 17 turns here by the Blue Jays, 9 of them here in the second half. 5-point game. Logan lost it, deflected out of bounds. Which way are we going? Going Redmond ball here. It's going to be Redmond ball. No signal yet. It is going to be Carthage ball. It was right in front of the Blue Jay bench. Carthage will keep possession here. Stevenson will trigger the inbound. Cruz with it. Gets it to Logan. Logan with some running room across midcourt. Now backs it off. Huge possession here with 4:50 to play. Redmond down 17, have cut it to 5. A 12-0 run, and then Ackerman with a steal. And then we got a whistle and a timeout taken by the Blue Jays. So the Blue Jays will take a timeout as they force a turnover. It'll be a full timeout. We will keep it here. 4:43 to play. Both teams in the bonus. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Possession arrow favoring the Blue Jays here. It'll be Elmhurst ball at midcourt. Still a 1-point game down at Faginal Hall. The Blue Jays leading the Lady Reds 46-45 with 7:15 to go. North Central maintaining a 7-point lead on Augustana. 6 minutes to go in Rock Island, 53-46. Hahn with 16, Rosenberg with 14, Burchett with 12 for the Cardinal. Hunter Hill with 15 for the Vikings. North Park up 11 with 3 minutes to go, leading Wheaton 67-56. Jawan Henry with 22, Robinson with 17 for the Vikings. Tischer with 15 to lead the way for Wheaton. Play resumes, Elmhurst ball. Weist with it in the backcourt, picked up by Cruz. 60-55, Redmond trail by 5. We got a collision, moving screen, and a foul on Crittenden, trying to step up and set the screen. Slid the body into Cruz. Cruz hit the deck. So Crittenden, his second, 9th team foul. Redmond will inbound in the backcourt. Weiser will catch the inbound pass. He'll hand it back to Logan. Under 4.5 to go. Again, the Redmond with a chance to get closer here. 12-0 run. Logan spinning. Kicks it off. Cruz for 3. Rattles out. No. Battle for the loose ball. Weiser flags it down for the Redmond. Deflected off he and Van Wyk. Weiser able to pick it up in front of his own bench. Now Cruz with it. Around the screen. Set by Stevenson. Reloads to Logan. Blue Jays have gone nearly 6 minutes without a field goal here. Logan, dribble drive, jump stop, got it back, laid it short, ball tipped up, Nixon able to come away with it. Oh, an opportunity gone by the wayside there. Leonard across midcourt. Nearly walked, and then we got a foul on Logan. Ooh, reach-in foul on Dante there. Nearly forced the turnover. 7th team foul, so this will put Leonard on the free throw line for Elmhurst.
The Carthage substitution. Number 4, Miles Olson.
Olson in now. Give Logan a breather here. Leonard at the line for the 1-and-1, able to knock in the front end. Leonard 57% from the stripe. Hit them both. Ends the scoring drought here for Elmhurst. 62-55, 7-point game. Carthage hustling back here. Olson now. It was a 17-point lead with 7:50 to play. But Carthage on a 12-0 run pared it down to 5. Free throws by Leonard. Put him up 7. Cruz underneath on a nice feed from Weiser. Lays it up and in. Cruz with 5 points. Again, a 5-point deficit here. Now they get it up the floor. Leonard with it. Will take it across midcourt on the right wing. Guarded by Olson. Now gets it to Crittenden. Nixon battling Van Wyk at the free throw line. Ackerman now circling around. Pulls up outside the arc. Looking for some help. Nearly got a 5 count there as he got it off to Nixon. Crittenden now works it around to Weist. Good defense here by the Redmond. Weist now tried to circle around. Leans in from the free throw line and hits. Oh, soft touch that time by Weist on the leaner. As he got around 2 Redmond defenders that time. Leaned in from the free throw line. Lead back to 7. 2:20 to go. Olson to Cruz for 3. Right wing, no. Rebound to Weiser. Back out to Olson. Olson bumped as he got to the free throw line by Leonard. Leonard with the body on the pass off by Olson will put Miles Olson on the line. Shooting 2 now, the 10th team foul on the Blue Jays. Chance to keep it close here. Chance to get it back to within 2 possessions. Olson's free throw good. Miles Olson with 3 points tonight. Kiston Lee in for Van Wyk. Nixon out. Schwebke back in. Olson makes both free throws. 2-possession game. Logan will check back in for Miles Olson. Full court press put on here by the Redmond. 2:14 to play. 64-59. Get it in middle of the floor. Schwebke with it. He'll protect the basketball. Stevenson will pick up now. Switch off Logan. Now they get it to Leonard. Leonard nearly coughed it up. And a drive by Cruz that time. Leonard losing Cruz. Gets it in the corner. Schwebke driving. They switch off late. Stevenson and Lee were going to trade off. Both were late. Easy layup that time for Schwebke. 66-59. Stevenson for three. That's off the front of the rim. No good. Big rebound there by Ackerman. Redmond didn't need the three. They could have looked for a decent two. Well, now a chance for the death blow here for Elmhurst. 90 seconds to go, leading by 7. They'll take down as much time as they can here. 18 to shoot, minute 21 remaining. We got a hand check foul on Logan. Good call there. It'll stop the play here. It'll put Leonard back on the line for the Blue Jays. Leonard with 9 points tonight, 3 for 3 from the line. Logan picks up his second foul, the 8th on the Redmen. Nixon set to check back in. He will for Crittenden. Nice effort, though, by the Redmen. They were down 17 with 7:50 to play, went on a 12-0 run and got it to within 5. It's as close as the Redmen have been able to get. And Leonard missing the front end. Rebound Stevenson. Still some life here. A minute 15 to go. Down 7. Olsen with it. Gets it back to Stevenson. Now to Logan. Minute 5. Weiser for three. Got it. Mike Weiser for the triple. Timeout Redmond. They have 1 remaining. Mike Weiser slices it to 4. 1 minute and 1 second to go. Mike Weiser making his first start tonight. Weiser now with 9 points. Weiser 4 for 7, including that triple. Timeout Redmond. They have 1 timeout remaining. A minute 1 to go. 66-62. Each team in the bonus. The Redmen in the double bonus. Elmhurst with the possession arrow. Blue Jays with 2 timeouts remaining. Carthage with 1. Redmond with 1 more foul here in the 1-on-1 situation. Steve Jurkovic going over a play with the Redmen 5. Stevenson, Lee, Weiser, Olsen, and Logan. See what the Blue Jays want to do here. It'll be full court press put on by the Redmen. Wiest will trigger the inbound here. Olsen will guard him. As they stack him up middle of the floor. 5-second count. Nope, they got the timeout. Coach called a timeout. John Baines called a timeout. Dave King accepted the timeout before the O'Neill brothers underneath were going to take the 5-second count. It'll be a full timeout taken by Elmhurst. They now have 1 remaining. Good defense by the Redmen on the stack. So Elmhurst with the timeout. Blue Jays at Faginal Hall in the Lady Reds Blue Jay game have pulled away now, leading by 7, 52-45 over the Lady Reds with 4 minutes to go. 1 final already in. Wheaton defeated North Park on the women's side, so the Thunder remain in first place. North Central with 11 minutes to go, leading Augustana 69-53 in women's play. On the men's side, 2 minutes to go in Rock Island. The Augie Vikings have pulled to within 2 now of North Central, 59-57. Griffin Pills with a jumper to cut it to 2. Minute 50 to go in Chicago. It's a 5-point game. North Park leading Wheaton 69-64. About to go final in Decatur. Illinois Wesleyan going to go to 8-2. They lead Milliken 78-59. 66-62, 4-point game. Blue Jays going the full length here. Once again, will inbound. Weiser this time guarding the ball. They'll try the baseball pass. They get it to Wiest, who was fouled immediately by Olsen. Still 1-1 here, so he'll make Wiest go to the line for the bonus. Last one to give here in the single bonus. Really the wrong guy to foul here. Wiest is 90%. Brad Cruz in for Olsen here. Wiest yet to get to the free throw line tonight. His first trip. He's a 90% shooter, folks. Does that mean anything? You can feel a little Weiser whammy coming here. Schwebke in for Nixon as well here, as Wiest will step to the line for the 1-1. Blue Jays all off the baseline here. They're that confident. And Wiest hits the first. Bumps the lead back to 5. Either way, it's still going to be a 2-possession game here with a minute to go. And the second one bounces in for Wiest. 2 for 2 for Wiest. He has 13 points. Under a minute we go. 6-point deficit here for the Redmen. Logan on the drive. High off the glass, no. Kiston Lee with the rebound. Goes back up. Nearly got it to fall, but drew the foul. Lee was surrounded by 3 different Blue Jays underneath and just went straight up to draw the foul. Schwebke with the foul, his third. You had your choice there between 3 different Blue Jay players. Schwebke coming out of that triangle with the foul. Lee at the line, double bonus. Missing. Boy, that's been the irritant here tonight for the Redmen. 10 for 17 at the line in a 6-point game. Circle that one in your box score. Lee's second one. That one's good. Well, makes it a 5-point game. You know Elmhurst has to shoot at least once here. You need a stop. Need a stop here. Blue Jays facing full court pressure. Weiser running the baseline. They get it in. Ackerman with it, trying to get around Logan. Tied up by Weiser. Gets it out to Leonard. Leonard straight across into the sideline. And, oh, we got a held ball or foul. Oh, foul on Cruz. Well, look like he got a lot of leather there. That palm's going to have a W-I-L. Wilson. First 3 letters on that one. They'll call Cruz for the foul, putting Leonard back on the line here. 3 for 4 tonight. He missed the front end of the bonus earlier. This will be double bonus. And got it to rattle around and down. Builds the lead back out to 6, 69-63. One more by Leonard is good. Leonard and Wiest now, 4 for 4 at the line. 7-point game, 38 seconds to go. Weiser will go all the way. They'll let him take it, lay it in. Redmond will then defend here rather than take the timeout. They'll foul Schwebke. Weiser fouling him with 31 seconds to go, and Schwebke now 5-point lead, chance to put this one away here for Elmhurst. And the Redmen down 17 with 7:50 to go. Got as close as 4 late here, but again, the effort. That's what you're looking for. Throws of a 4-game losing skid as Schwebke makes both free throws. Back to a 7-point advantage. Redmen need a quick basket here. They don't necessarily need the 3 here. Logan got around Leonard. He'll lay it up and in. Again, the Redmen will go with that one timeout in their pocket here. Ackerman to trigger the inbound. Weiser defending. They get into Schwebke, and Schwebke fouled immediately by Stevenson. You got to hope they miss one here with 23 seconds to go. Again, Schwebke at the line. They've made their last 4 here at the stripe. Schwebke 2 for 2 here in the final minute. Make it 3 for 3. 6-point lead here. Chance to make it a 3-possession game on this toss. Matthews in. Lee out. And Schwebke makes the toss. I'll give the Blue Jays credit. Money down. They were at the line. They were able to make it. Logan will drive, get the layup. Again, the Redmen cut the deficit now to 5. They'll defend here. And a timeout, forcing the Blue Jays to take their final timeout. That hand count got to 4.5 there. And finally, Ackerman pulled the timeout. So the Blue Jays burn their final timeout here. 18 seconds to play. 74-69 Blue Jays. So as we take a look, Carthage with the one timeout remaining, each team in the double bonus, but the possession arrow favoring Elmhurst at this point. Dante Logan tonight with 17 points. All of them here in the second half. He was 0 for 1 in the first half with 2 rebounds. Logan's line tonight, 17 points. Second half, he was 5 for 9, 3 for 6 from the line, 4 rebounds and 4 assists tonight for Logan. Eric Crittenden off the bench with 16 tonight to lead 5 players in double figures for Elmhurst thus far. Blue Jays made 6 straight free throws here in the final minute to hold the Redmen at bay. It'll be Weiser, Olsen, Cruz, Logan, and Stevenson for the Redmen. Ackerman, Wiest, Schwebke, Crittenden, and Leonard for the Blue Jays. Need a steal here. Ackerman will get it in. Get it in quickly to Wiest, and that's the right guy to if you're the Blue Jays. He's the 90% shooter from the line. Wiest 2 for 2 earlier here in this final minute and a half. We'll get back to the line here with 16 seconds to go. Double bonus here. Again, you can. I hope you can get a miss here. If you're a Redmond fan. And Wiest knocks it down. 3 for 3 here in the second half. Foul shooting for the Blue Jays is Kyle Wiest. 14 points tonight. Second one up and in. Made them both. 7 points, 16 seconds left. Again, you get the quick 2 here. You still have a timeout. Stevenson for 3. Got it. Timeout, Redmond. Mike Stevenson for the triple. Makes it a 4-point game with 9.3 seconds to go. Door's still open, but just a crack here. 76-72. Redmond burned their final timeout. Logan with the dribble penetration back to Stevenson, who then unloaded the triple. Stevenson tonight now in double figures, 13 points. So once again, the Redmen try and defend here. Don't want to foul Wiest, don't want to foul Schwebke. Those are the 2 hot free throw shooters right now. The Augustana and North Central are in overtime. They're about to start the 5-minute overtime period. And Rosenberg had a chance to win it. It was Griffin Pills with a pair of free throws in regulation to tie the game. Rosenberg's jumper at the buzzer missed. And on the inbound, Wiest fouled again by Stevenson. North Park has defeated Wheaton tonight, so the Vikings go to 4-6 in conference. Wheaton now 2-8. Illinois Wesleyan defeated Millikin tonight, 80-61. Big Blue now 3-7. Wiest on the line for double bonus, hits the front end. That's the big one. So North Park now at 4-6. And makes them both. 78-72, 6 seconds to play. Logan will pull up for 3. That one is short. Wiest rebound through his hands. And 1.5 seconds to play. The Redmond will go to their 5th consecutive loss in conference. But they battled hard. Matthews at the buzzer for 3, it will count. 78-75 will be your final here tonight. But give the Redmen some credit tonight. They were down 17 with just under 8 minutes to go, and they battled their way back and fall by 3 here tonight, 78-75. That's our final. We'll take a 2-minute break. Back to talk about this one. We'll visit with head coach Bosko Jurkovic. Our Redmond postgame report begins in 2 minutes right here on AM 1050 WLIP. 78-75, your final here tonight from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. The Elmhurst Blue Jays pick up the win. They now go to 17-4 on the season. 7-3, alone in 3rd place right now in the CCIW. The Redmen fall to 7-13, 3-7 in CCIW play. Well, looked like the Blue Jays were going to run away and hide midway through this second half. A Bryant Ackerman 1-for-2 trip to the foul line bumped the lead to 17 at that point, 59-42. But the Redmen began to chip away. A couple of foul shots by Cameron Van Wyk, a layup by Miles Olson. Dante Logan, a 1-for-2 trip to the line. Pair of free throws again by Logan at the 6:40 mark, and was an 11-point game at that point, 60-49. Logan then drained a 3-pointer off a Cameron Van Wyk steal and an outlet pass to Logan. He pulled up for the 3, and suddenly it was an 8-point game, 60-52. Carthage would then close to within 5 on a Mike Stevenson 3 with just under 5 minutes to go. That made it 60-55. That's where it remained until the Redmen got a 3-pointer by Mike Weiser with 1:03 left, cut it to 4 at 66-62. But from that point on, Elmhurst was able to make their foul shots. Kyle Wiest, a pair of free throws. Redmond would get a basket by Kiston Lee, then a foul. Eric Leonard would step to the line, make a pair. Weiser with a layup. And Schwebke was fouled. He hit his free throws. So down the stretch, the Blue Jays went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 for 12 down the stretch at the line for the Blue Jays here in the final minute to hold the Redmen back. Ellis Matthews 3 out of the corner with 1 second left. Made it a 3-point game here tonight, 78-75. But we'll talk with Bosko here in a moment, but you got to be pleased with the effort. Again, you're obviously looking for wins at this point, but the effort was there tonight, and the Redmen battled hard. You just could not get over the hump, particularly here in the second half. As I said, you're down 17. You think at that point you could take a chance, especially with Elmhurst. In that second half, the Blue Jays shot 72%. Blue Jays were 16 for 22 from the field in that second half, and 16 of 19 from the line, going 12 for 12 in the final minute to ice this one. Redmond themselves shot 51% in the second half, 17 of 33, 7 of 15 with the 3 ball, but their free throw shooting tonight really did them in. Just 11 of 18 total for the game, 61%, and 7 foul shots in a 3-point game. Boy, if you make half of those, you come home a winner here tonight. Unfortunately, not the case. Credit the Blue Jays, though. They battled hard, built that lead, did not totally collapse. They made it stick at the free throw line late here, holding back the Redmen 78-75. Blue Jays put 5 players in double figures tonight. Kyle Wiest with 17, 12 of them here in the second half. Wiest was 5 of 10 from the floor. Again, made all 6 of his foul shots here in the second half, and 4 of those down the stretch when the game was still in jeopardy. 16 off the bench for Eric Crittenden tonight. Crittenden with 16 points, 8 of those here in the second half. 12 for Schwebke, 11 each for Will Nixon and Eric Leonard. For the Redmen, they were led tonight by Dante Logan. Logan tonight with 17 points, leading 3 players in double figures. Logan 17, Stevenson with 13, and Mike Weiser with 11 here tonight. And joined now by the Redmond head basketball coach, Bosko Jurkovic. And got the effort tonight. Bosko just didn't get the result.
John, it feels like we're watching a rerun of a bad movie. Every game seems to kind of have a similar script. We don't come out as well as we should. And then we battle like crazy in the second half and end up a basket or two short, and that's the story of the game tonight. We played a wonderful second half as far as effort's concerned, but if you look at the stat sheet, we held them to 38% or something in the first half, 37%. In the second half, they shot 73%. So we, even with our scrambles, they were able to penetrate and make plays that were able to keep them ahead. And they're a wonderful free throw shooting team, and they made 17 out of their 20. We made 11 of our 18. We're minus 12 on the boards, and you just can't continue to do that. And it is what it is. We just have to go back to practice tomorrow and do the best job we can. We got 4-game season left plus the Illinois Tech game, and it's a matter of pride. I told them it's if you care about yourself, play hard and play right. If you care about your teammates, play hard and play right. Certainly we should care for our seniors. Van Wyck and Logan have been stellar. They've given it everything that they've got. And Logan's second half today was another really terrific chapter in what's been an outstanding conference season. So it is what it is, as they say in 2015, and we've got a lot of work to do, and it'll start tomorrow at 8:30, and then after these next 3 weeks, we've got even more work to do.
Guys worked hard, particularly in the final 8 minutes. Bosko down 17. You went on a 12-0 run there, got it down to 5, but all that chasing just didn't have enough left in the tank there in the final 5 minutes. And give them credit, they went 12 for 12 from the line in the final minute and a half here.
Well, the credit that they deserve is they got the ball in the hands of the guy supposed to have the ball. And when you put other guys on the line, which is always the trailing team's goal, is put the worst free throw shooter on the line. They kept the ball away from their less good free throw shooters, and Weiss was 90% when we were out there. I didn't really look this time around, but I'm sure he's somewhere in the mid-80s as far as being a free throw shooter. And he made 6 in a row, and they were right in the middle of the basket. And that's the way the game finished. It's again a very, very disappointing end after a very good effort by us.
Looked like you attacked the basket and started taking the ball to the rim there in the final 8 minutes there, figured it out and got them in foul trouble real quick. Couple of quick foul calls on drives to the basket. They were legit. And that got you to the free throw line, at least got you a chance, slowed the game down and shortened the game there for you.
We have some people that can take the ball to the basket. Dante obviously has added that element to his game. Mike Stevenson's a very good attacker of the basket. Kiston Lee's a good attacker of the basket. And Kiston Lee, I think, sometimes gets undersold for his contributions. He's in a tough spot where he comes in off the bench and has to be an energizer guy, and he's done a really good job. He had a couple baskets there when we were really scuffling to get us back energized in the second half, and give him some credit too. He's been a good warrior, good kid, cares a lot about what goes on. I want to make sure that we mention that.
Mike Weiser made his first start tonight for the Redmen.
In a year of unusual drama, it continues. Mike Weiser had a chance to step in. Ellis Matthews was sick, missed practice yesterday.
Yeah.
Mike Elson isn't even here. Mike Elson came down with something during the Wesleyan game. He couldn't have looked worse when he asked to come out of the game, and talked to his parents today. And Mike might have been back for the last half of the game, but you've got Mike, he hasn't been here for the last 3 or 4 days. That gave Mike Weiser an opportunity. Practiced really well yesterday. And Mike Weiser is a confident offensive basketball player. He has a little bit better burst than some of our other guards, and that allows him to get good looks at the basket. And I thought for a first time out of any kind of meaningful minutes, Mike did a pretty good job.
The other thing I noticed on the stat sheet here, Bosko, they didn't let the three-ball shooters beat you tonight. They were 3 of 11 from behind the arc tonight.
That's always your goal, is to pick and choose what you're going to try to take away. And again, at halftime, even though I thought that offensively and execution-wise we had not played particularly well, I thought that we had done a very good job defensively of reading our keys, getting under. We had beaten these people twice in a row last year here handily into their place, and ended up being a close game, but really we were in pretty good control most of the second half. Just didn't put ourselves in that position in the first half. Too many missed assignments, too many mistakes. And against a team that's a good team and a confident team, those things hurt you.
Well, now it's Augustana on Saturday. They're in a bit of a tussle. I think that game is in the final minute of overtime in Rock Island. It's gone final. Cardinals beat Augie at home in Rock Island tonight, 72-70 in overtime. Another night in the great CCIW.
It's almost hard to explain what's going on in this league right now. Teams are playing really well. Teams are playing really hard, and you couldn't possibly describe what's going on in the league right now. North Central was a 25-point loser 2 games ago at North Park. Since then, they've beaten Wheaton in a close one. They go out to Rock Island and get a win, and the league is what it is. It's a terrific basketball conference.
Well, it's on to Rock Island on Saturday. That'll be an interesting game. And as we've said, truthfully, a winnable game here for the Redmen. If you mind your keys, play the Redmen style of basketball here, and defend, I think you got an opportunity.
No question about it. I think that the style of basketball we're using right now, which is attack some and then pull back some and do a good job defensively for the most part, gives you a chance to be in that ball game, and we'll see what we can get done. We'd like to see if we can get ourselves a win.
All right, bus ride Saturday. We'll see you there.
Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it.
Bosco, thank you. Bosco Jurkovic joining us on our post game here tonight. 78-75, your final here this evening. The Blue Jays over the Redmen. As we said, the Redmen put 3 players in double figures. Dante Logan tonight, unconscious second half once again for Logan. Logan getting all 17 of his points here in the second half. 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists tonight for Logan. He also had 4 steals to his credit this evening. And let's see, Stevenson with 13 points tonight. Mike Stevenson, the sophomore out of Wilmot, 4 of 11 from the floor, 2 of 6 from three-point range. Had a clutch three-pointer there in that 12-0 run by the Redmen in that final 8 minutes here of this contest. Mike Weiser in his first start as a Redman, 11 points tonight for Weiser, 5 of 8 from the floor, including a three-pointer. He also had 4 rebounds, a couple of assists, a steal in 28 minutes. We talked about Kiston Lee tonight, his energy off the bench. He had 6 points off the bench, 5 rebounds, a couple of blocks in there as well for Kiston Lee. He had 6. Ellis Matthews with 7. You heard Bosco mention the flu bug going around. Matthews not quite 100%, but did chip in 9 minutes tonight with 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting. 5 points for Brad Cruz tonight. Cruz was 2 for 7, including a three-pointer, and 4 points each for Cameron Van Wyk and for Miles Olson. Van Wyk's job tonight was to pretty much patrol the paint. He was 5 fouls out there just to protect or to go after Crittenden and Will Nixon, the 2 big men for Elmhurst tonight. He did his job rather well. Wasn't so much on the scoring end, it's what he did on the defensive end. Nixon with just 11 points tonight. It was Crittenden with 16, however, for the Blue Jays, but credit Van Wyk was his defense inside that kind of tied up Will Nixon and kept him pretty much at bay. A guy coming in averaging 7 boards per game, got 7 of those rebounds tonight, but he didn't dominate as you would have thought here tonight, thanks to the play of Van Wyk. 2 points for Sean Valentine. Ryan Case also with 6 points tonight. I failed to mention that one. Ryan Case was 6 tonight for the Redmen. Carthage out-rebounded 39-27, and Redmen did very well with the basketball tonight. Only 7 turns in the second half for a total of 13. My goodness, the Blue Jays with 10 turnovers, 4 of those occurring in the final 7:50 of our contest here tonight that allowed the Redmen to rally back from a 17-point deficit and a 3-point defeat here tonight at 78-75. As we mentioned, finals that have just gone final now in Rock Island. North Central in overtime over Augustana, 72-70, the final in that one. It was a pair of free throws by David Fuller that opened up the lead, and Henry Irwin opened it up by 4 with 8 seconds left in overtime. Hunter Hill then hit a jumper with 4 seconds left. That cut it to 2, and the Vikings were unable to get the ball back, and they fall in overtime 72-70. Illinois Wesleyan is now alone in first place. They defeated Milliken tonight 80-61, and it was North Park over Wheaton tonight. The final in that one at the North Park Gym, 71-68. So your new standings going into Saturday's game: Illinois Wesleyan at 8-2, 16-5 overall. Augustana, their second straight loss, they're now 7-3, 17-4 overall. Tied with Elmhurst, also at 7-3, and 17-4. North Central lurking at 6-4. North Park now just a game out behind North Central now in the standings. And interesting there is North Central holding down the 4th spot at 6-4. Then you have North Park at 4-6, Milliken and Carthage at 3-7, Wheaton at 2-8. On the women's side tonight, it's gone final down in Elmhurst, I believe. I believe that now has gone final, and the Blue Jays held on by 4 over the Carthage Lady Reds tonight, 62-58. Wheaton a winner tonight, 63-48. North Central about to win over Augustana, and so North Central and Wheaton will remain in the top spot in the women's division of the CCIW with Carthage. That was a big loss tonight by the Lady Reds, by the way, because that puts Elmhurst now up on the Lady Reds ahead of them in that 4th spot. And again, that's quite a log jam as well going on the women's side. So we get to do this all over again on Saturday from Rock Island. It will be a doubleheader from the Carver Center, just off the shores of the Mississippi River in Rock Island, Illinois. Carthage and Augustana. Lady Reds will tip things off at 5, followed by the Redmen at 7 against the Augustana Vikings. And, of course, we'll start things off at 4:30 Saturday afternoon with the Carthage Sports Report. And at 4:45, it'll be Lady Reds pregame. All of that right here on AM 1050 WLIP and along the stream at WLIP.com. Thanks tonight to Mike Love and John Voinovich engineering our video stream along the internet. My thanks to Scott DeLabio engineering our broadcast at our Pleasant Prairie studios of WLIP. Fine job indeed, gentlemen. Unfortunately, we couldn't bring home a winner tonight, but the effort was there, just the finish was not, as Elmhurst held back Carthage in the final moments tonight by a score of 78-75. John Weiser saying good night from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Once again, your final score, Elmhurst 78, the Carthage Redmen 75. Until Saturday, thank you for tuning in to Carthage Redmen Athletics, heard exclusively on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha. Good night, everyone.